So going inwards is painful at first, which is why most people don't heal. Most people live and die not healing, but you have to be comfortable with pain. You have to learn how to find pain almost as a best friend who's there to help you realize what's wrong. Because if you don't know what's wrong, it's very hard to fix it.
Today's Soulful conversation is with Chaya, also known as the dating expert, CEO, and founder of the I Love Me More Challenge. She's on a mission to reframe how women approach love, dating, and marriage by guiding them to re-empower their inner child, recognize unhealthy patterns, and love from a place of wholeness and security. She's not only a teacher of deep love and sustainable relationships, she also lives what she teaches together with her husband Adam and their two wonderful and amazing children. Welcome to the show, Shaya. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for such a beautiful introduction. I am doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be speaking with you right now. I'm based in Germany, so this is about 7:38 p.m. at the time of recording right now. It has been a long day for me, but I've been looking forward to speaking with Shaya. So like that. So this is going to be like the highlight of my day before I go to bed to sleep. So it's a wonderful way to end the day, basically, for me.
Amazing. I hope I give you extra value for a very deep, wonderful, peaceful sleep.
Or maybe you give me a lot of things to think about, then I wake still at night. I'm like,
All
oh my
right. You're
God,
like,
what is
oh,
this?
yeah.
Oh my God. Why did I listen to this right now? A lot of things to think about, a lot of things are dogged out right now. I have to process everything.
Oh, that's too funny. But then you'll sleep well tomorrow when you process it.
That's true. That's true. You're right. So before we go on to learn more from your journey and everything that you do, we want to play a game of wild cards. Are you ready?
I am ready. Born ready.
Yeah, so we have three stacks of cards. I'll pick a card at random. I'm shuffling the first stack of cards right now.
All
I'll
right.
pick a card just randomly, and then we'll do the same
Here.
thing for the other stack, and we'll ask you questions. Are you ready?
Fantastic. Ready.
Yes. So, what is the first memory you have with your loved one?
Adam is my husband. My first memory that I have with Adam, my first vivid memory that I have with Adam is trying to think the vivid one or the first one. I'll do the first one. The first memory that I have with him is I was sitting and talking to him. Adam and I dated for a very short period of time. We dated only 2.5 weeks before he proposed to me.
Wow.
And he only knew me for a week before he asked me out. And so the first memory that I have with him was we were just sitting in a group, like under a big tent from an event. It was just him and two other girls, and we were all just chatting. And I remember him to just be very respectful and kind and just a easy conversation with no overt energy that would distract from genuinely just getting to know one another.
That's so beautiful. Wow. I mean, I've heard this before, but I've never heard it from the person who experienced it. Like, dating for a very short period of time before being proposed to. How was that like for you, if I could ask?
How's that for me?
Yes.
I think that it's not about how long you date, it's how well you know yourself before you date. So I spent a long time getting to know myself, heal my wounds, get to my traumas, be really comfortable with myself, get very clear on what type of man I wanted, what life I wanted before I was dating. So when he did come, it was calm and clear because I did so much work beforehand, getting very, very nitty and gritty on the vision that I wanted. So when he finally did come and propose to me, it was fantastic because I wasn't confused at all. It was so healthy. I wasn't confused if it was healthy. It was just peaceful and proper and so calm.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I believe that must have reflected when he first spoke with you that first time. And, for him to be like, oh, wow, I think I found the one, because everything just seems to be, in place at this moment with this person who I getting to know you. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in our 8th year of marriage now. We have our company together. We have our kids. We have an extraordinarily beautiful marriage. And it comes from healing yourself before you show up in front of someone else because you
Yeah,
can't expect someone else to heal you. That's the work you do on your own.
that's true. And we'll talk more about that also later in this conversation. Really. Are you ready for the second question?
Yeah.
I shuffled the card already and picked a card at random. The question says, what is a chance you are glad you took?
Moving to Israel without a plan. So basically, I was in an environment in my home in New York, and everything on the outside was so successful. I had a bachelor's degree, I had a master's degree, I owned my own house, I had an attractive boyfriend, I had my own new car, I graduated with straight A's at the age of like 26. Everything was very successful to the outside, but on the inside, I was very sick in the sense that I didn't know how to love myself. And so I realized in the beginning of my journey that if I'm ever going to heal and truly learn how to love myself and have healthy boundaries and how not to be around people who take away my energy, I'm going to need a new environment. So I decided, and literally a week later or something like that, I put all of my stuff, I packed all of my stuff away. And with one suitcase and one guitar, I moved to a totally different country to start my life, my healing process in an environment that I can create versus always reacting to what was already naturally around me.
I like that. I've been learning something similar to that of recent. Sometimes your healing starts when you change your environment because something in your environment could be triggering some trauma, some pain of the past, and then you don't heal because yeah, you stay triggered basically.
Yeah,
Lovely.
I'm with you.
Yes. So
Our
now
environment impacts us a lot. So many people stay in a job or a relationship or a house that doesn't inspire them. And if you want to heal and have an amazing, epic life, you need an environment that supports healthy decision making. So you can't heal if you're stuck in chaos. So it's very important to move and relationships, quit jobs that don't inspire you because it's impossible to make powerful decisions if your environment is filled with toxicity.
that's very deep. Something I'm taking on from this conversation for sure. Yeah. Last question. Are you ready for the last white card question?
Ready?
Yes. You're killing it. You're doing it. It says, when do you feel most like you? When do you feel most like yourself? Like when you
On
feel
stage in or under a tree. I either feel most like myself on stage. I love public speaking. I love performing. I do big events where I speak to thousands of people and just feeling the energy and feeling why God created me and using my voice as an instrument to heal is very, very powerful. And I'm so grateful God put me on earth to do that and that I know what I want to do. And then also under a tree. I love being in nature, like just sitting in nature on the dirt under the tree. I just feel like there is nothing more important than finding joy in the simplicity of being with myself and my family.
Yeah. Oh, we thank God for nature and we thank God for you and your gifts and connecting with people out there, helping them on their healing journey. That's something wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes. And talking about healing journey, that will lead me to one question that I had in mind to ask you, from based on your experience. So, while preparing for this conversation, I got to know that, a pivotal moment in your life was when you stopped dating addicts by waking up one day to make a complete healing journey to never attract the same type of men again. So I'm very intrigued to know, I'm very curious to learn about this journey of yours. Can you share this with us?
Yeah, sure. So at 26 years old, I woke up and I was so excited to see my boyfriend at the time. My daughter's in frame. I don't know if she can see her or not, but I was so excited and I got, breakfast ready and I got all ready to have an amazing weekend with him. And then he tells me that he is going to be breaking up with me to go do drugs upstate. And at that point, I had an opportunity to be mad at him and say, "What's wrong with you? And you're stupid, or you're the addict, or how can you leave love just to go party?" But besides for the fact that I was crying and brokenhearted, I had a moment of divinity where I asked myself, "How did I get here? What about me attracted this situation? What about me, this type of relationship that formulates abandonment?" And it was in those moments that I was able to take back my power, Because so many times when we end relationships that aren't right for us, or we're in conflict with relationships, we always look to the other person. Like, what's wrong with them? They need to change. They need to stop drinking alcohol. They need to just work on their daddy issues. They need to just, figure this out. And then everything's going to be okay. My kids are all in frame. And
Welcome to the show.
welcome to the show. And what the issue with that is that if we look outside of ourselves, we lose our power.
Mm.
If we look inside of ourselves, we find our power. When you go into the world and you're like, oh, my boss speaks angry with me, my boss is an asshole, or my this or my that, or my mom is stupid, or whatever, like you lose your power. You become a victim to the unhealthy people in the world, and then you don't feel so strong and secure just going out into the world and creating anything you want. When we take all the power and all the responsibility of what happens in our life back to us, then we're in control. We can be like, oh, my boss is an asshole, I can quit. My mom doesn't treat me well, I can speak to her instead of 4 times a week, 1 time a week. My environment sucks, I can move. Like, you just, instead of blaming your landlord or the people around you and then feeling like you just have to get through it and manage it and just focus on the positive, you can say, I can be positive and also empowered to create massive change if I want massive movement of good.
Oh, that's good. I mean, sometimes, like you said, we just look at the external. We play the victim, basically, from what I'm understanding. We play the victim, and we assume or believe that the other person is at fault, and if they could change things, and things will be turned around. But one thing that keeps on coming back to me is basically, sometimes it's what we are or who we are that attracts those kind of people into our lives. So it's important for us to check ourselves first and heal first. Yeah.
Yes.
How did that healing journey start for you? Like, looking inwards to heal. What was that like for you?
It's very not normal to look inwards. Society tells you, and by not normal, I mean not common. It is very normal, but not common. So society tells you to be successful, make a lot of money, get straight A's, get another degree, buy a house, lose weight, be attractive, get breast implant. I mean, society's stupid, really, because they teach you that your external successes are somehow connected to your internal worth. And that if you're more attractive, you're more worthy. Or if you have more money, you're more worthy. Or you have a better job, you're more worthy. Fancier car, you're more worthy. But it's actually not true. Your worth comes, just from you existing. Like, you're beautiful and perfect as you are. And when you really truly love yourself and go inward, it feels almost uncomfortable at first. It's like a first blind date. You're like, hi. And they're like, hi. And you're like, how are you? Like, I'm good. Like, it's like an awkward first date because you don't know the person, but you know that you have to spend the next hour getting to know them, and you may or may not want to be with them. It's like a date, to see if you're going to get married or date them or whatever. It's awkward. But if you do that every single day and you speak to that person every day, then they become like your best friend. So going inward starts off uncomfortable, and people often distract. They're often on their phones. They're often on, consuming content on social media. They're never really focused on themselves. They're always focused on other people or how other people perceive them. So going inwards is painful at first, which is why most people don't heal. Most people live and die not healing, but you have to be comfortable with pain. You have to learn how to find pain almost as a best friend who's there to help you realize what's wrong. Because if you don't know what's wrong, it's very hard to fix it. You're like, oh, my body hurts. And the doctor says, where? And you're like, I don't know. And the doctor says, well, I can't help you if you don't tell me where, because I don't know what to focus on. We're our own healers. So the pain is just a communication. It's a little nudge. It's a gift of saying, you're in pain because this person broke up with you, or they never loved you, or you're in pain because your stomach hurts because you had too much chocolate. You have to see where your pain is because it's telling you where you need to make changes. But most people don't approach their pain to hear what it's communicating. They just, have a stomach ache and go watch a movie, get broken up and go drink a bottle of wine. Instead of processing and getting the gifts, they remove themselves and miss those moments of truth. So for me, going inward was painful but powerful until I learned how to become friends with pain. And now it's much easier to go inward. And not only easier, it's necessary for me to be okay.
Be a friend with pain, basically. Yeah. Love to embrace it and get the lesson, extract the lessons from them. But I mean, of course, it's something that we have to do, but it could be a big challenge to embrace pain and, sit in the moment to extract the lessons that you, you have to get from that moment. Because sometimes I think the easiest thing for us to do is mostly to run away, just to numb it, to just excuse ourselves from that situation so that we could feel good about ourselves. But it's better for us to stay in the discomforts of it all and just, yeah.
Exactly. So many people like to stay in the discomfort and they identify with pain. They just like, this is my life. Medical school is hard. Dental school is hard. The relationship's hard, but we're going to fight for it. I'm like, why the fuck are you fighting for your love? Like, love that's true, you don't need to fight for. Relationships that are healthy, there's no fighting in it. So why are you fighting for your love? Become obsessed with the struggle. They become obsessed with the pain. They become obsessed with thinking that they're strong enough to manage and tolerate the pain of the relationship or the pain of their career choice when there's actually a lot of beauty to life that has little amounts of pain in it. They just need to know that they deserve that and that there's another opportunity and that you're not meant to fight for love or careers or whatever it is. If it's right for you, there's pain, but there's a lot more joy and pleasure as well.
I'm happy you're talking about that right now because I also want to talk about relationships and red flags in relationships. Like, in your experience, what are like some common red flags that people ignore in dating, and why do we tend to, paint them green? Why do we tend to say, "Oh, he's just having a bad day," or "She's just having a bad day," and we paint that habit green and just, wave it off?
Well, people paint red flags green because they don't love themselves. And you need love. Love is a real need. Like, they did a lot of scientific studies with monkeys, and the babies that had food and water and shelter, but with no love, died. So they did comparative studies with babies. And then one baby got love plus food, water, and shelter. And the other baby got food, water, and shelter with no love, with no like maternal figure to nurture them, and they died. It's like a real need. It's not a concept like, oh, I need a hug today. It's like, really, you need attention, you need love, you need affection, you need attention. Like, it's a real need to survive and thrive. So if you don't know how to give that to yourself, like most people don't know how to love themselves. Most people, if you ask them, do you love yourself? They'll go, of course I love myself. Everyone always says yes. And then you say, okay, well, what do you do to yourself when you make a mistake? How do you talk to yourself when you screw up? If someone's making you uncomfortable, what's your behavior like? Do you stay and work it out, or do you leave and protect yourself? And so they say they love themselves, but then everything they do and think, especially in unhealthy situations, is actually forms of abuse or neglect. So then you think you love yourself, but you have absolutely no idea what love is. Because if that's what your yes is and that's what your behavior and your thoughts are, then you have a large disconnect and distortion of what love is. And if you have a large disconnect and distortion of love, which most people have, then of course you're going to paint red flags green because you're fucking doing that with yourself in the first place. You're like, I love myself, but also I'm such a bitch. And how could I have done that? And I'm such an idiot. I can't believe I did that again. And it's never going to work out. And he left me. And like, oh, so you love yourself, but you also verbally abused yourself. Oh, okay. So then he loves you and he also verbally abuses you, and that's okay. Yeah, of course it's okay, because he says he's sorry and we work it out and we have good sex and it's going to be okay, and he's in therapy and he had daddy issues. So like the same thing you do with yourself, you do in your relationships. You cover up the red with green and some sparkles and glue, and you say, this is love. But it's not love. But how would you know if you didn't learn what love is with yourself in truth, in actuality, not in falsity?
Yeah. And the question that's coming up for me right now is, how do I know I love myself? How do I know that I truly, genuinely love myself? And I'm not just covering up everything, masking it up and putting some glitters on it.
Right? Sprinkle the glitter. I promise it's not red. It's pink. It's pink. It's
Just
fine.
think.
It's great. You love yourself in 3 ways. So basically, my hashtag, if you guys want to follow me, it's Epic Love Expert on Instagram, Epic Love Expert. All the programs that I run are Epic Love Mastermind, Epic Love Coaching. And the book that I'm in the middle of finishing is called Epic Love Habit. So I break down what love is into 3 different components: forgiveness, protection, and acceptance. Forgiveness is quick forgiveness. As soon as you make a mistake, you do something stupid, you say something wrong, you hurt somebody's feelings by accident or on purpose because you were in bad, whatever, you quickly forgive yourself. You don't ruminate, you don't beat yourself up, you don't spend a day or two wishing you did something different, being like, I can't believe you did that, or why didn't you do that, or you should have done that, or why is it taking you so long? Quick forgiveness. You forgive yourself right away. You say, I love you. You're growing. You're only here on earth for a short period of time. There's lots of things you're going to be learning. If you were perfect, you'd be an angel, but you're here to go down, to go up, to go down, to go up, like God created the world. I love you. Let's move on. Learn the lesson that I need. What's the lesson that I need to learn from this pain? And you move. You don't stay. Okay. Forgiveness is movement forward. Feel your pain, learn the lesson, love yourself, move forward. Forgiveness. The second thing is protection. If you're not happy in a job or a relationship or a store that you walk into, or if somebody comes really close to you and you're starting to get really uncomfortable, like, do you stay or do you walk away? Do you quit your job that's abusive? Do you end the relationship that's hurting your feelings? Do you get off the phone when someone starts yelling at you? Do you keep listening to the voice note on WhatsApp after you know nothing good is going to come from that voice note? Do you walk out of the store when someone creepy walks in? Like, do you know how to protect yourself? Like, are you aware of your boundaries? Do you pick up a call at 1 o'clock in the morning from someone you're not interested in speaking to? Like, where are you at? Do you mute your phone or do you leave it on to always disturb you and you don't know how to protect yourself? So protection and boundaries is a massive part of love, just like you would a kid. When you have a little baby and they, like, piss on your floor because they're like potty training or something, you forgive them in a second. You're not like, oh my God, why did you pee on my floor? How could you have done that? You're not like thinking for a week, oh my God, my 1-year-old peed on my floor. My 2-year-old peed on my floor. Like, they pee, you get pissed, you think about what you need to do, you wipe it up, you move on. You're not angry at the kid for doing something stupid. And protecting yourself the same way, if someone was going to hurt your kid, you become like a papa bear or a mama bear, like, don't you freaking hurt my kid, right? And you pull your kid away from someone who would hurt it. That's the same thing you're naturally supposed to feel with yourself. We've just been conditioned to forget how to protect because we've been conditioned to accept and tolerate authority figures telling us what to do when we are now grown adults, and no one should be telling us what to do if it's not done in a respectful and manageable, appropriate way. So forgiveness, protection, and the last one is acceptance. I don't need to change to be loved. I don't need to lose weight. I don't need bigger boobs. I don't need a cleaner face. I don't need more makeup. I don't need more money. I don't need to be married or not married. I am lovable as I'm lovable for something that's different than the amount of money, that's different than my body, that's different than my relationship status. Like, I am lovable. I accept myself as is, truly. All my flaws, all my fantastic things, all the screwed up traumas, all of my treasures. I love me as is, and I'm lovable because of something deep inside of me and my soul, not for something external that needs to change to be more lovable.
Yeah, that's so deep. FPA, forgive yourself, forgiveness, protection, and acceptance. I love myself just as I am because God loves me. Simple is enough. Yeah. I love myself as I am. I am lovable as I am. I don't have to change anything to want love or to feel loved. Hmm. That's deep. That's very deep. And I believe once I can practice this FPA, I'll start to feel some inner security, right? I'll be able to feel like, yeah, I feel secure in my own skin. And I think that also reflects out to how people see me or perceive me also. Yeah.
And when you truly forgive and protect and accept yourself, aka truly love yourself, and you start calling yourself sweet names like honey or love or whatever you call yourself. If someone would come into your life and be like, "Oh my God, you're such an asshole," or "You're such a bitch," depending who you're talking to, if you anyways call yourself an idiot or a bitch or an asshole, and then they come into your life and they call you that also, it doesn't register as something's wrong, especially if they say it in jest, if they're joking around, oh, like, you're such an asshole, you're such a bitch. You're like, aha, and you move on. You don't register it as something wrong. But if you're speaking to yourself and forgiving yourself and protecting yourself and you're talking to yourself like, I love you, I've got you, you're so godly, and you call yourself love, and then someone comes into your life and be like, you're such an asshole. You'd be like, nah, like we're not gonna work out, like it's not gonna work because I don't really talk to myself that way, and I'm careful with what I say. And I don't think it's okay to hurt somebody in jest. And those type of words don't belong in my soul. So we're not going to work out. You can see it if it's not what you're already doing, but you can't see it if that's what you're anyways doing. Then it feels good. Then it feels like you're a perfect fit. You call me a bitch, I call myself a bitch. Let's hang out. It feels good because it's familiar. But familiarity doesn't mean safety.
Doesn't mean yeah, it doesn't mean safety. And we need safety in our lives. We need safety also to feel healthy. Or no, I mean, in an healthy relationship, we need safety also. Basically, like we need that, yeah, we need that love, that safety in an healthy relationship. Yeah. Wow. So I mean, for someone who has been working on the trauma that they've experienced in the past or the pains of the past, and right now they're listening to this, but they happen to be in a relationship that is not so healthy. What would you advise them to do at this moment?
Call me, send me a DM at Epic Love Expert, and I will help you guide you through it. Or you can go in marriedin2025.com. And if you go to www.marriedin2025.com and you put in your information, like your name and email, you'll get a bunch of free resources on self-love, on the most common dating mistakes, on the things that you need to help give you a little bit of support to leave that relationship, as well as you can book a call with me for free. And then we can see if you qualify for one of my coaching programs. Then also make a decision to love yourself more than you want someone else to love you. It has to be that your love is more important than someone else's love. Because if you feel that if he loves you, you're lovable, or if she loves you, you're lovable, but if she leaves you, there's something wrong with you. It's very, very hard to leave that relationship if you need what they're giving you. When we love ourselves, we fulfill that need where those monkeys died and didn't get it, because we always want love. We always want love. We want people to love us and be proud of us and support us. We always want it. The difference is do you want it or need it? If you're not giving it to yourself, then you need it because you're not getting it at all. So if someone else says a little bit of, I love you, you're so amazing, you're so beautiful, you're so wonderful, you're like, oh my God, really? Don't leave me. I love that you said that. Like, that makes me feel so good. Please stay. But if you're anyway saying that to yourself every single day, and then they say that also, but then they're also smoking pot or drinking alcohol or watching porn or has no money or hurting themselves, they can say that and you'll still think, but your behavior is proving to me that this is not going to be a long-term, sustainable, safe, calm relationship. So I love how you make me feel, but I also know how to make myself feel that way. So I have enough strength to walk away from you and not need your attention to feel like I can survive.
Yeah. 'Cause I will not feel less of myself if I leave that unhealthy environment.
Yeah. So start by loving yourself first.
Start by loving yourself first. I get asked this quite often, and we're talking about love right now. That's why I would like to ask you also, because you're the expert, you're the dating expert here. And it's the question of love and marriage. Some people say love is not enough in a marriage. What's your opinion to that?
Love is nothing. Love is so irrelevant to who you make a decision on who to marry. It's like irrelevant. It's not irrelevant. It's relevant. It's just it's so like the smallest part of it. Love is like literally if you had a whole, remember those? I don't know if you remember, you're in Germany. I don't know where you were born. Back in the day in America, they used to have this like General Mills triangle of like all the foods you needed to eat. And like at the top of the triangle was, one type of food. And so basically it's the least important part of who you choose to marry, because love grows over time. It can be generated with lots of things. Love, I definitely don't believe that love is love. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, you can love your dog and your kid, but like, love is love. Like, what do you even mean by that? Love is not enough to decide who is going to create and sustain your marriage, your dreams, your purpose, why you're here, if you're healthy or not healthy. You need to look at things like sobriety and spirituality. Step one. Like, obviously, you need to be attracted to them physically and emotionally and spiritually. But as you know, you probably didn't meet one person that you've ever been attracted to. Like, you are attracted to numerous people over time, right? Like, there's lots of hot girls and hot guys, and some of them you're more attracted to and not. It's not like you only have, so you still have to be attracted to them physically, spiritually, and emotionally. But like big butt, no pun to Sir Mix-a-Lot, you have to understand that sobriety and spirituality are the functions of sustainability. If they are connected to God, if they have high morals, if they have high ethics, if they have the same faith as you. How many Jewish people wish that their Christian wife or husband celebrated Hanukkah with them? A lot. And they're always dying a little bit inside, but they're okay. Or the same or the opposite. How many, Jewish men, Christian men have like a Jewish wife and they're just like, oh, I wish you would do Christmas more with me, and do it with my family and light the tree with me. And they're lighting a menorah. And it's like, yeah, we love each other, but like we also don't have the same faith practices, heritage, spiritual inspirations. We're growing near each other, but not with each other. We're growing near each other, but not with each other. It's a very, very different type of life. And a lot of people settle, well, we love each other and we respect each other, but that's not growth. That's not unity. That's not synchronicity. That's like, a low level of thinking that you've won.
That's not enough.
It's not enough. Love is not enough. And the other thing is sobriety. If somebody is watching pornography or drinking alcohol or smoking pot or smoking cigarettes or overworking where you don't see them and they're constantly traveling or on a computer or a phone, that's called addiction. And if you're with them, then that means you have active codependency, which is another form of addiction to people and relationships and love instead of substances. And there is a lot of drama and conflict and exhaustion that comes over time in those type of relationships. So you need to say, do they have the same faith, heritage, and belief in God as me? Do they want the same vision and values of me as how I want to have kids and live my life? And then sobriety. Are they sober? Are they healthy? Do they know how to feed themselves? Like, how many people don't know how to feed themselves? Women with eating disorders, men. I mean, it's insane. Do they have sobriety and spirituality as the key functions of their life? And then if I'm also attracted to them and I love them, great, it can work out. But love, how many people get divorced and they still love each other? Most of them. And there's like 72,000 divorce lawyers just in Atlanta. That's a lot of divorce lawyers just in one little town. How many of the people who get divorced still love each other? Most. Love has nothing to do with whether or not you feel you want to continue living with this person or not.
Yeah. Wow. Thanks for that. One more question about marriage also is about happiness. Is my partner responsible for my happiness in the marriage, or is it my sole responsibility?
So it's your sole responsibility, but if you marry the right one, they're going to make you happy a lot. Meaning like your partner's not responsible for your happiness. Your happiness is in your health and your control, how much you take care of yourself, how much you forgive yourself, how much you protect yourself, how much you accept yourself. It's like a model. She can be so gorgeous and making millions of dollars for the runway. But if she doesn't believe she's beautiful, how many people tell her she's beautiful? She still has anorexia. She still hates herself and doesn't nurture herself. So it doesn't matter who you're married to. If you don't know how to love yourself, you will take out that anger and that pain on your spouse. Only hurt people hurt. So your partner is not obligated or responsible to make you happy. But if you do the work before you get married and you learn how to love yourself and attract someone who truly loves you in the real way, in a healthy, sustainable way, then they're going to bring a lot of happiness to your life because you're inspired by them. Someone who's sober and spiritual, who truly loves themselves, is fucking inspiring. It's like rare and beautiful. And they know not to take out their anger on you, and they know how to process their pain, and they're sober, which means they're not neglecting you or disappearing or ghosting or whatever the stupid things people do. So they will bring you a lot of happiness, but relationships have challenges. So when there is a challenge, you know that you're responsible for taking care of you, not forcing that other person to sort of like suffocate you till the tension is no longer there.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. So we are fully responsible for our happiness, but having the best part or the right partner in our lives will also contribute to that happiness that we have and not suffocate it also.
This is real life, guys. You can own your own company. You can make millions of dollars. You can be happily married and still have your kids in the background.
This is a testimony about that. Yeah, there's a proof of that.
Meaning,
Yeah,
like, there's no right way to live. You just have to work with what is, you
yeah,
know? You just gotta work with what is and find the gratitude in everything that comes.
exactly. And that's a powerful life lesson. There's no perfect time for you to start something. Start it the way you are, how it is, and just go. Yeah, and grow. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone says I'm not ready, like, for what?
People say the kids are still small. The kids are still at home. I can't wait. I have to wait for them to leave the home before I can start. But just start anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, or like, I don't have enough money, I'm too old, I'm too young, I have to get another degree first, I have to take another course first. Like, dude, just start. You'll learn a lot more through the action than the inaction. You'll learn a lot more through taking steps in whatever direction you want than staying stagnant and distracting. Because, like we started saying, if you don't know how to manage your pain, if you don't know how to love yourself and forgive and go towards your pain and handle that, you're always going to be distracted. It's another person, another course. I need more money. I need more time. I need more this, but you're really just running away. You're just running away from pain, from things that scare you, from things that you're not sure you'll do very well. But like Sarah Blakely says, and how she was taught, failure is not the outcome if you succeed or not. Failure is if you got too afraid to even try.
Yes.
And so that's a really good way to like redefine failure. Like, did I get too scared of it that I didn't even try? Or, you know, did I go full force and the outcome is not the relevant point?
Exactly. You always learn from every outcome. One reason why I'm speaking with you is because you are doing helping people out there with their dating lives and their marriages, their relationships, but you also practice it on yourself also. And even from our conversation, from the little things that are happening, we are getting life lessons from it already. So that to me, like, is an affirmation that, you truly practice what you do and you are, you're radiating it also. And that's why I would like to learn one thing from you before we wrap this up. Like, I would like to learn about your daily practices or rituals that keeps your marriage strong, joyful, and evolving.
I love that. So I have a very long morning ritual. I don't do it every morning, but I try to do it every morning. Wake up. My preference is to wake up while it's still dark. If you wake the day up versus the day waking you up, it's the very similar feeling of victim versus empowerment. If the day wakes you up and you're like, oh my God, it's like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. and I have to go here and I have to do this and da, 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 you already start off like the world is bigger than you and you're just trying to catch up and get yourself together. If you wake up at 4 or 5 or 6, whatever it is, still dark out. And when the house is still and no one's pressuring you and your next, thing you need to do isn't starting right away, you get to wake up slow. You get to think about what you want to do that day, how you want to process the day, how you want to react, the most important things you want to accomplish, and you show up much more empowered versus a victim. It's like a big thing. So when I try to wake up in the dark before the sun rises, before my kids wake up, because again, if I don't have me, how can I truly give to them? And then I have things like I drink water, I pray first thing in the morning for 15 minutes to God. I put my feet on the ground and I have my affirmations that I do. I write myself a love letter every single day. I have a sticky note. One of the first things I do in the morning is I wake up and I write myself a love note. Hi, Chaya, I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. You're doing so great. I'm always here for you. Love you, Chaya, right? So it takes 30 seconds, but I'm back to me. I love me. I choose me. I'm responsible for what happens today. And then I have affirmations to be careful with how I speak, careful how I treat my kids and my husband, what I want to do, what I want to achieve. I write down my goals every single day in a notebook. I write down the new people I meet in a notebook. And I just have this structure to choose me, to wake up before, to connect to God, to connect to myself, and to write down my goals. And then my day starts. And then my day starts. And then I have like my whole schedule. But at this point, it's like I'm the boss. I'm in control. I know what I'm trying to achieve. I have my goals in mind. I know how to like not do stupid shit because I didn't take a minute to calm my body before the energy hit. And it helps, it really helps. And then when I'm okay, my marriage is okay because I married a really good person. If I'm not okay, then I take out my not okayness and my insecurities on my husband because he's my safe space. So if I am okay, then I can control if I'm speaking nicely or not nicely. So my marriage is really a reflection of who I am because I married a really powerfully wonderful person. He's not unhealthy that I'm managing his behavior. He's very healthy. So he can have his highs and lows. He can be grouchy or happy. He can be human, but it doesn't impact my life because I've got me first and I have the capacity, keyword capacity, the space to handle his pain or my kids' pain because I started off filling myself up more that if there's pain, I don't get drained so fast.
Yeah, yeah. You work on yourself and equip yourself for the day, and that way you show up as a better version of yourself or the best version of yourself, even for your partner and for your job also. Yeah, that's deep. I love that. I'm going to start doing that also. I mean, I try to wake up early in the morning, but sometimes, nature comes in and I sometimes wake up after the day has started already. So sometimes it's always, but being intentional about
Yeah.
it helps, I believe.
It's not about being perfect or having it the same time every day. It's just about having goals. Like, last night my daughter was up not feeling well. So today I woke up late. But in general, it's again like if you're hard on yourself when you screw up, you're going to be hard on your partners when they screw up. Life is not perfect. There's always vacillations, there's always change. So you try to wake up every day at 4 or 5 or 6, whatever your time is. But when you don't, you're not hard on yourself. You're saying, you know what, tomorrow's a new day. You're just living the best way you can. Keep your goals in mind, love first, God first, and then you try again tomorrow. But then you put systems in place. Should I set an alarm clock? Should I go to bed at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock if I'm trying to wake up at 4 or 5? Like, you can't expect yourself to wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning and go to bed at 12 o'clock at night. It's not going to happen. And if you don't set an alarm, it's not going to happen. So then instead of getting hard on yourself, you say, what lesson do I need to learn from this pain or disappointment? And you figure out that constraint. And then you put something in place, like I need an alarm clock, I need to go to bed earlier, I need to not eat right before bed. And you tweak till you perfect your life more and more and more based on whatever phase you're in.
Yes. Yeah. Just keep on tweaking and growing, improving, learning, and yeah, improving. Yes. So one closing remark before I let you go. Are you ready for the last question? So what would be one piece of advice that you give to anyone, a man or a woman out there before they say, I do? The last
Go,
check
go,
box.
go away for like a week and get out of your head and get away from your family and him or her and everyone you speak to on a daily basis. Speak to nobody essentially for like a week besides for you and God, and say, is this person like the most safe and inspiring person that I've ever met? Because if you're because who you marry is literally you're basically digging yourself a grave while you're alive, or you're giving yourself like the best chance to live. Meaning, you can live, we've been married for 50 years. Yeah, but you've been miserable for 49. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, just because you're married a long time doesn't mean you've been happy or living your best life. So, your environment is the biggest impact on your mental health and your physical health and your spiritual health. So who you marry is your environment. They're literally the person that's in your house. Their thoughts, their belief systems, their behaviors, their coping mechanisms are in your bedroom, your kitchen, your living room, and your bathroom all the time. You better be darn sure that this person inspires you and uplifts you based on their healthy and consistent behaviors and mindsets. But you will not be able to leave the engagement because the wedding's next week and you just spent $50,000 on the wedding and everyone's coming from all over the world. You're not going to be able to leave that marriage or that if it's not right for you, if you're in the middle of the chaos and the details of making it happen. So get away for like 3, 4, 5, 6 days and speak to no one but yourself and God and say, is this my highest potential of love? Does this person inspire me? Is this the person that if I had to go away for a week or went to heaven would treat my kids and my family in the same beautiful way as I've always dreamed of? Because so many women and men pick up the pieces for the partner that isn't really right for them. So what I was saying is to go away and hear yourself think, because a lot of people pick up the pieces of their spouse. So like of the person that they're marrying, like, oh, they don't make a lot of money, so I'll pay for everything. Like, oh, they have daddy issues, so like I take care of the kids, or like, oh, they have like health problems, so I'll do all of this. Like they pick up the pieces for their other partner. But when you go away and you say, you know what, like, is this person the person that I would want to raise my kids if I was away for a week traveling, or God forbid something happened? And if your answer isn't yes, you need to look at that, because a lot of times, like I said, we paint the red flags green. And when you're so close to getting engaged because you've just been with them for so long, it's very hard to walk away. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of obligation to continue to get married. There's a lot of identity that's been wrapped up. Like, I don't know. Who else would I be with? I've been with Johnny for 5 years. Who else would I be with? You know, there's a lot of identity about who they are wrapped up in this other person. And that's why Adam and I are so healthy. My identity is me. What do I need? His identity is what does he need? And then together we can build great things as a unit. But I'm not like, Adam is my identity and he's everything. No, it's like I got me, he got him together. So a lot of issues when people get engaged before they get married, if they know that it's wrong, is their identity is like, what do you mean? I've been with her forever. Like we've been together for, we've been married. I mean, we've been engaged for like 2 years. We've been dating for 4. Like who else? Like what? They can't see themselves with another person, even though they know it's not right. And so that's a big issue. So go away. And that's my biggest advice. Go away for like 3 days to 6 days. And remember that it's better to leave before you have kids than get stuck in a situation where your open wounds will be dripped and bleeding onto the younger and newer generation.
Yeah. Because hurt people, hurt people. Yeah. Yeah.
Because hurt people hurt people. And if you're not honest with that, you're hurting, it'll come out.
Yeah. And affect the next generation also. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
It's easy to stay in discomfort for ourselves. We're like, we got this, we're strong, we can handle it. But when you think of your kids and your new baby girl or your new baby boy, even before you had kids, I thought about my daughter way before I was married and got pregnant and had her, way before. And that's what helped me get out of a lot of unhealthy relationships. I thought about my daughter and I said, is this the man that I would want to raise my kid? Is this the man's behavior or mental health issues or addiction in his body that I would want genetically or practically in the environment alone with my little baby girl? And that was what pulled me from toxic relationships. I was like, you know what? I can handle this, but I would never want her to handle it. And so I gave myself this like extra punch in the gut of pain in my head of like, you know what? Like I can love him through this, but I never want her to deal with a father suffering from addiction. I would never want her to, God forbid, become an addict herself, because genetically, when we made love and his sperm had drugs in it or active addiction, it came into her body. And genetically, she's more predisposed to mental health issues or addiction. I was like, fuck, I don't work so hard on myself for that to be my future. I don't want to be a mom worried about my daughter who has addiction problems because I married an addict and she saw the behaviors and or has the genetics from his sperm into her life. I was like, there's no way in heck I'm going to recreate the chaos from which I came. And so if you don't have enough strength for yourself to walk away for your future or current kids. It's think about something bigger than you that you can attach to pull yourself out of those relationships that aren't right for you.
Yourself out of relationships that are not for you, and do not recreate the chaos that you just walked out of. Yeah. That's the thing with me, basically. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this wonderful conversation. For people out there who still have more questions to ask you, maybe want to reach out to you, connect with you, and work with you, what's the best way to do this?
I would say either DM me on Instagram. My handle is Epic Love Expert. So Epic, EPIC, Love, LOVE, Expert, EXPERT. So Epic Love Expert. You could just literally send me a DM on Instagram, or you can email me directly. My direct email is Chaya, CHAYA, at chayasarah.com. So Chaya, CHAYA, at CHAYASARAH.com, chayasarah.com. Email me and be like, yo, I heard you. I could use some help. We all can. We're all here for a short period of time. I've had my people who helped me. We all need someone who's been a little further down the road than we are to help us get down the right path. So I'd love to hear from any one of you who wants some help.
I'll place your information in the show notes of this episode to encourage everyone out there who is in need of help to reach out to Chaya and, get the help that you need, actually. Thank you so much. It has been a privilege listening to you and learning so much from you. I really appreciate this.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much.